The way for action.
Go.
Part 2. I'm Danny Mullins, professional jockey, part-time rally driver.
Something completely foreign to me. I drove my first rally car last Tuesday and I'm racing this weekend, so I jumped in at the deep end, but I'm loving it.
The final flight for Flooring Porter, led by 3 lengths to Beacon Edge in second, then Sire de Belay. Flooring Porter wandering, but still leads by 3 lengths to Sire de Belay in second, where they won't catch Flooring Porter. He makes every single yard for Danny Mullins.
Facebook.
And Flooring Porter has won the Stayers Hurdle.
It's every jockey's dream to be going to Cheltenham, to be riding favourites. That's, when you're a young boy with a dream, that's where you want to end up.
Flooring Porter out in front by 2 lengths.
I'm not in the position, everybody would love to be champion jockey.
And he's going to defend his championship.
I'm not in the position to have enough support behind me where it's a realistic target to be champion jockey.
He's a brilliant winner, a back-to-back winner of the Stayers Hurdle. Flooring Porter wins again.
And for me, my targets going into the year are to win as many big races as I can. That's a good season.
Okay.
I first met Danny when?
Yeah. Jeez, I haven't a clue. I haven't a clue. I suppose at the races somewhere. I first met Danny Mullins, presumably racing somewhere after he rode a winner or when I saw him riding in the track. What I saw in Danny back then was he had just all the necessary requirements to make into a very, very good rider.
They're 22 years now, yeah, so most of my life would have been spent in Daninga. And yeah, lots of childhood memories there, yeah.
Might be safe for the dogs with you arriving.
Yeah. This is home. This is where the heart is, really. Yeah, it's countryside, dogs, horses, chilled out life. This is what it's all about. It's always a happy place. Yeah, you go in there, the dogs will run out to the car, jump on top of you. I love being at home. I nearly call probably every morning for a cup of tea with my mother before I go to different yards. We'd have a chat in the morning and I go on about my business, and so does she.
Danny comes in every morning for a cup of tea, yes. He'll be here every morning, yes.
He's just a good, solid, all-round guy.
Any trip I make home I really enjoy.
His father, Tony, is in Gore.
Tony Mullins is my name, a national hunt trainer, or well, flat as well in Ireland. And Danny Mullins, the national hunt jockey, is my son. I think I was just about retiring. He was born in '92 and I retired in early '93, so he wouldn't remember me race riding, but He's probably seen the pictures around the house and that. But from a very early age, you know, and I mean very early age, 3, I remember him, we put him on a pony one morning in the walker. We said, you know, he'd be able to go around, but, you know, other lads would be sitting up watching everything. He was so relaxed, he fell asleep and fell off and banged his head.
He was a tough little devil. Yeah, he was good. He was always into riding ponies, and yeah, he loved it. He loved the horses, always.
I'm 4 years younger than Danny, but I remember one year he got a stamp, a small saddle for Christmas, the smallest one you could get to go pony racing, and he got his hunter. Henry, I think, was the name of the hunter, and he collected me. He was riding up to the Scots as short as they would go. We went jumping a big drain. The next thing anyway, Danny came back on me, I fell off. It was the pitch black, we didn't know where we were, and we could see the horse standing back in the yard and me and Danny hobbling back up the lane towards him.
Started in Jim Bulger's. Bulger's was a great yard to go to for all them, you know, it's a great experience, and he learns them how to be good lads and behave well, and you know, he has a great discipline on them boys or girls that go up there. Yeah. And it's great to have it on their CV.
Yeah, just stretched them way down the back like nothing was going to get her.
I always had my heart set on racing. Yeah. I wouldn't have ridden as many racehorses around the time, and I wouldn't have been probably schooling as many racehorses as I should have at that age to be beneficial to becoming a jockey later on.
Yeah, he played a bit of rugby for a while, but he was small. He was tiny when he was young. He was really small, and yeah, I said they'll kill you at that rugby sort of will in there. He said I'll be all right. So he said, and I think he was a winger or something. Have I it right? But I don't know how long the rugby lasted. And he was on the teams, the show jumping. They used to have teams in Kilkenny. He was on all of them.
As I transformed from the show jumping to the pony racing, again, you know, I was lucky enough to get on some good ponies and horses there. You can get beat on the good ones, but you can't win on the bad ones. I suppose I've just been lucky all my life.
So I noticed in your mum's house, just Trevino was kind of mentioned in a few places dotted around the house.
Yeah, he was the first top-class horse that my mother got to train. You never forget the horses that would have put us on the map.
Because it's a hard game, you know. Training is hard.
And for me, being at that time, I think I was 12, 13 years old, and I was lucky enough to be a Mullins and involved with all the others, but when my mother was training one,
that was really close.
That was, yeah, like with the day he won. You
nearly felt like he was yours.
That was it, and I remember buying the Racing Post the next day, and Mags and Trevino were on the front page, and for me as a young lad, I thought, this is it, yeah, this is what it's all about. We can do a bit up here, and then down, yeah, it'll be closed to get through the castle, so we can walk back around if you want as well.
Yeah, he's just a busy soul. Doesn't drink, doesn't smoke.
I don't really drink fizzy drinks, but I'm a chocolate man, really. It's just following me to get the life and times of Danny Mullins. Thank you. You know, school was just an inconvenience during the week. I put my mother through hell, and one of the teachers didn't really see eye to eye, and
they called me in one day, and the teacher said he wasn't listening in class, and they asked him a question, but he knew it, but they still called me. I know why they called me in. And then she said he was reading the Racing Post.
My way of not disrupting the class was reading the Racing Post.
And he's able to do two things, read the Racing Post and answer a question at the same time. And she said all I could do was laugh.
It worked out, yeah. I got a profession out of it.
Coming past the winning post.
I'm William Mullins, and I'm Danny's uncle, long-suffering uncle.
If you have the backing of someone like Willie Mullins, you've got such an opportunity.
Now that he's worked his way up through the ranks in Willie's, he seems to be getting some very, very good rides, and he's putting it to good use.
He's always great company. Danny has a great sense of humour, and he's very witty. You know, he sees fun in everything. He never gets disappointed when things don't go right for him. He sees the good side of it. So he's a good man to have around the place. He keeps everyone's morale up, even in bad situations.
Danny's role at the moment, where he has that constant supply of riding a lot of horses for Willie, that can only do wonders for his confidence, because every time he's riding for Willie, he might be on the first or second or third, might be the fourth, he's still got a chance.
It's not an accident that Willie is who he is, and I think for me as well, riding for other trainers after Willie, I'm sharper from that. Yeah, I'd say being part of that team has definitely upped my game.
And you know, that's what good jockeys do. They like good full forwards. They're in the right position when the ball comes in to kick it into the net.
Animals are a big part of my life. I've got the pig, the dog. I don't think without animals I wouldn't be who I am today. Brendan's very good. Every angle, every side of me, he knows. Kill the radio. Every morning racing post will be a little bit easier to mark it up. Today I've only one ride. I always colour in the P as well, so nobody robs my racing post. 5-year-olds have a bad record in the race. He's been on the go a while as well. Around 11 o'clock I'd imagine we'll arrive there, but I'll go in, maybe do a few of my warm-up stretches and exercises and stuff like that. I'll go have a walk at the track and just go in and chill out rather than arriving half an hour before the race, scrambling to get your gear on, and you're just not covering all bases. Disappear with the music now. Oh yeah.
Yep.
What do you think of his hair?
Shocking. Danny. My name is JJ Slevin. I'm a colleague / rival of Danny Mullins, and we've been good buddies for a number of years. Danny, I suppose I was a pint man originally, and Danny, he wouldn't be afraid to, you know, put a lad back in his place, especially a pint man. Often down to starts there, he'd be organising things, and he's, oh, you're not only a pint man now, get back on your hocks there now. So, no, he's, that's Danny for you, yeah.
Ready to go.
Danny he'll be organising me, he'll be organising 10 other jockeys, he'll be organising the starter.
Rob Fox, this is our #1 valet.
He's pretty chilled in the weigh room. It is hard to get to him in the weigh room. He's a very good sense of humour, and it takes a lot to rattle him. Other lads are easier rattled. But Danny, he takes a bit of getting to in the weigh room now.
Well, here's one I prepared earlier. Oh God, man. Good. 10 out of 10 for that. Yeah, so Galway you know, it's getting towards the start of the jump season, ground is getting a bit softer. Plenty of, you know, the owners you're going to be riding for through the winter have horses competing there. And it's keeping up all of those relationships, showing the trainers you're riding well, and that's going to lead into early season. That snowballs to Christmas, then your Dublin Festival in Cheltenham. So while we're just coming out of what is the off season, it's still busy in the summer. It's ramping up to the more high profile races, and you've got to be winning now to make sure you're going to get an opportunity to ride a good horse in a couple of weeks' time, which will then bring you into a good ride at Christmas, which then puts you in a good position for more good rides through the season. Racing is not far off. It's closer maybe to the fashion world than sport. If you're not on the catwalk, nobody wants to know you. To ride at the best of my ability for the whole season. If I can do that, the rest will fall into place.
I kind of think that no matter what they do, they want to do it at 200 miles an hour, and I kind of think that when he mentioned that when he's going to do a rally, Jesus, only a jockey could want to do it, you know.
I'd known he'd gone down and he'd done some practicing, because he said he was going off practicing driving them rally cars. So I said, okay. And then he said, I'm going to get my licence to drive in a rally. Oh. I said, Jesus, that's dangerous, Danny. I'm sure I'm riding horses every day and you don't say that's dangerous, he said to me.
You don't want to be having your mind and your eyes here. You need to have them ahead.
First I heard of it, but poor car.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, no, Danny, he's a great driver, and he'll give it his all anyhow, so might be much of the car left after, but yeah, hope he has a good time.
Like worse than gummies, you'd say. Yeah. All you can see was the hair. Well, that's... Can't see that long.
Give a nice big round of applause, ladies and gents. Danny, how's the form?
Great, yeah, really enjoying the weekend. Something completely foreign to me. I drove my first rally car last Tuesday and I'm racing this weekend, so I've jumped in at the deep end, but I'm loving it. We're in Wexford racing horses last week and probably didn't have the same crowd, so to see everybody coming out supporting the event here this evening, yeah, it's fantastic.
Away he goes.
shoes.
Are they brand new?
Yeah.
Right, let's rock.
Turn square right, don't cut.
To drive here and now, but have my mind up there, and it's something that I've been used to on a racehorse, where I think is the subconscious is doing here and now, where your mind is planning your next move, and if you're not 1 or 2 steps ahead in a race, you're going to get caught out.
Danny leaves nothing to chance. He goes through everything with a fine-tooth comb.
Final declarations for my rides will be at about 48 hours, so I know what I'm riding. One of Willie's, one of John Flavin's, one of Shark's, one of Donny Hassett's, one of Tom Mullins's, and one of Pat Fahey's as well. Yeah. Go through the form, see what way the races are probably, hopefully, going to unfold. Yeah, so this is all the horses' form. Every morning I'll sit down, get a look through these, put a little mark beside him, and then go down through the rest of them. A lot of these have been dropped in, this didn't jump well. This basically sets my mind up for the first 4 furlongs, a mile of the race, and then I'll go and have a look at the betting. I'll just mark off what is not going to run. That might adjust some of the markets and see what will be more fancied. Like say a handicap here, you'd have a better idea. I think most races are won in the first mile. Yeah. Well, maybe not won, but they can definitely be lost. And if you don't, especially if you're in front, you have to manipulate the race to suit you. I wouldn't mind being in front, but I only like being in front if it's on my terms. I don't like being there for the sake of it. But you can win $250,000 in Newbury today.
We should look at that.
Yeah, there you go, go on.
Gorn is only up the road, so it's handy enough one. Get up there, Gorn in winter, the track will adjust a little bit, chase track in winter, you want to be out under the trees, and I suppose that's the experience of riding around a lot of the tracks. You know them inside out, you know what the rain is going to do with them, and see where I want to be with my horse versus what the other horses are going to do. Is there any adjustments that I think I should make? Chat to the trainers about that. See if they're happy enough or they feel anything might suit the horses better. And then out and race.
So happy, Danny, yeah?
Very happy.
Really, yeah.
I wouldn't be afraid to go for a good pot with him somewhere.
It has to be the only sport in the world that every time you go out to work, you've been followed by 2 ambulances.
Ground was heavy. You probably, we're used to seeing that in Ireland, where in England they wouldn't race on conditions like that. I often say they call off racing. Where Irish horses are just tough.
Classic getaway, both horse and rider quickly up.
Classic getaway, yeah, he was good.
Classic getaway.
That was a very competitive beginner chase, and for a horse with such a big reputation, it was good to see him deliver and beat a Grade 1 winner.
Classic getaway, who is straight off the mark.
Fine. Yeah, he wouldn't kick, he wouldn't bite. He's quite a timid little fella, so. Yeah, Paddy rides him okay.
Wasn't the friendliest the last couple of years, but I think he's grown out of it a little bit. I feel like if you know him, you get on with him, and if you don't get on with him, there's no point looking in his direction, you know what I mean? Probably with his age, and he's probably chilled out a little bit. Maybe the nerves were taking weight off him last year and the year before, you know? He's just a strange bit of a creature, but I seem to get on with him, so.
He's a quirky individual, so you go into the stable and usually he's kind of parked at the back of the stable. You can go in and say hello to him. Okay, yeah, right, I'll come and I'll do this for you. Most horses would be very friendly and happy to come and investigate what's happening, where he just kind of lets the world fly by and does his own thing. Yeah, he's out there in front, but I can imagine the opposition are not going to want to give him an easy lead this year, but that doesn't bother me. He'll run off into the corner. Give it a shot for a third time. So I think his run style is not maybe a one-trick pony. I think he can do a bit more, because at some stage people are going to get sick of finishing second to him. They're going to try different things to beat him.
Yeah, he's a big engine. I think he just has a big engine, a big heart.
That's Florian Porter. He'll throw a curveball at you somewhere.
I'm sure it all began back in Ballinasloe, and the four of us bought the horse off Gavin here, and it's just gained success thereafter, hasn't he, Gav?
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Facebook,
yeah.
There's 4 guys in the syndicate, and there's a pub owner and a flooring company as well. So that's where they came up with Florian Porter, and I suppose it's an iconic Irish name as well. Like, that's a horse that's made it to that level and competing in Cheltenham. Yeah, it's got a good ring to it.
The power of social media.
I just popped up there, Gavin, had 2 horses for sale on Facebook, and rang him up, and came up the following Sunday morning and bought the horse. And
The lads came down one Sunday morning, seen the horse, and said to buy him. And it was as simple as that.
Oh, they're a great bunch of guys. They've been great sportsmen as well.
courage to push the button a few times there when we were in the ring. But we trusted him, and he was never headed.
No, like, I suppose it's funny, those championship races usually end up with plan B, C, D. But it was a race for me that never really left plan A. We went a good strong gallop all the way. So they got on his tail coming down the hill. But once he filled his lungs there, it was going to take a good one to get past him again. It's a long way up the new course to the finish. But good jump at the last. Little kink at the back of it, but ran out a good winner again.
A rallying Paisley Park on the outside of Time Hill, followed by Champ and the rest.
He's going to go back to the Grade 1 at Christmas in Leopardstown. We'll try and replicate it as best we can.
Dublin at Christmas time is magic. It's a bit like any other, wherever you're from. It's my hometown. But I do know that on the lead up to Christmas, you're looking forward to Leopardstown because it's where everybody would congregate and your pals would meet.
That's great, lovely.
Ready for action? Yeah.
Look, we'd love to win, but I'm not concerned if he gets beat.
White flag is raised, and they're off. 11 runners over 3 miles and 12 flights, and it's Floating Porter, past winner and current champion Stair.
That's probably the hardest race to ride from the front at times. You either go too slow or go too fast, but Danny has proven time and time again that he's able to do it, whether it be on Floating Porter. Not just one horse, there's multiple horses he can do it on. And yeah, he's a dangerous man to have on the front end.
Meeting great 200 yards left to go in the Christmas hurdle run in memory of Jack de Bromhead. Home by the lead, this most improving Stair wins another big one for JJ Slevin and Joseph O'Brien. Ashdale Bob second, close for the third meet and great, and Floating Porter, Bob Ollinger, finish fifth.
He was fairly right for it, but Gavin has trained him every year for Cheltenham, and if hopefully he thinks he can find some bit more, I think I can find a length or two from my end as well. Go back 10 minutes before it happened. Would you go on social media for advice on what you're going to do? Absolutely no way. Why would you listen to him afterwards?
There's more bad times in it than good. You have to keep going, we have to keep going.
Danny, there's only really one place to start, I suppose, this week. The news of Flooring Porter coming through during the week that he's now a 50-50 chance for the festival, a bit of a knock, but I imagine it's not the greatest news, but it's not the worst news in the same sense.
Yeah, that's it. 50-50. I think I'd be a glass half full type of guy anyway. I think at 50-50, he still has a great chance of making it there. Obviously, Gavin wants to keep everybody well informed that it's not just been smooth sailing since Leopardstown. And I don't know what happened. I haven't spoke to Gavin at any length, but hopefully, there's a lot of time between now and Cheltenham. I wouldn't be giving up just yet.
Keep going forward. Past is a dangerous place to live.
Welcome to Dublin Racing Festival.
Christmas in Leopardstown, there's a few horses there. If I'm lucky enough to get to ride again, have a good chance of maybe reversing form. So the Dublin Festival could be an interesting weekend.
What's great about the Dublin Racing Festival is that there's races there which cater for virtually every category of horse.
I think it's the biggest thing I've seen happening since I was born in racing. It now gives a goal to a lot of Irish horses, and it also gives a lot of pointers to the ultimate Cheltenham. So it's a huge place, and a huge place to be riding the big winners.
I think it's so important that we have these clashes. Fundamentally, you will know where you're going to need to go to be competitive in the spring.
It's a big weekend. This is one of the most important festivals in Ireland.
There's no point coming over here to make up the numbers.
On the run of the final flight in the Dennehu Marquise, 150 yards left to go, and it's Galamarceau containing Lossiemouth in the Dennehu Marquise Spring Juvenile Hurdle. It's a reversal at the Dublin Racing Festival. Galamarceau.
Good jump in the second last underage run, but strong out there on their own for a juvenile like that. So good game, Philly, with a big engine that hit the line storm still. I truly got stuck in until I jumped the last, and once I asked for more, she was a very willing partner.
It's Gentleman to May, and Danny Mullins over the last from Blue Lord. So Royal and Dunbeek and well clear of Foster Snow, but it's Gentleman to May out in front of Blue Lord as Gentleman to May puts up a career best performance in the Ladbrokes Dublin Chase. Another great one for Danny Mullins. In second is Blue Lord, So Royal in third.
Favorite 9-1, winner all right.
All right, the bell's gone for the next race. They're winging along. I'm going to try and grab five seconds with Danny Mullins. Getting a brief review about equality. About to see it.
With one flight left to jump, Facile Vague on the inside of Elete Tom, who's coming there very strongly, and Dark Raven joins them on the outside. Facile Vague has been picked off here by Elete Tom. Dark Raven next, and then in the pocket as Paul Down stands up with the hands on an East Raven. Big Fuller then in third by in the pocket, but driven clear is Elete Tom and Danny Mullins as they run up towards the finish. It is Elete Tom running away with the Tennyson's Ireland Novice Hurdle. Yet another great one for Danny Willie Mullins in the pocket. Dark Raven, Irish Point, and Facile Vega is last of the field of six.
He's had a good season with us so far, so you know, he's riding Grade 1 winners regularly now, and hopefully he can add to that, inshallah.
Everything's happening for him because he works really hard.
I'm going in on a positive, but a lot of hard work was put in to get to here. There's another 5 weeks. I won't be sitting on the couch between now and then. We'll keep the hard work going and try to keep the results flowing.
I think we could be witnessing one of the jockeys that's going to ride the longest. I think he could break the record for that.
He probably has all the credentials to be a champion jockey if the ball fell right for him.
Far more proud of him as a man, the way he's grown up as a man, to his thoughtfulness for the people around him, as well as his dedication to riding winners. That makes me much more proud than any winners he rides.
If you're asking me about Danny's career, I think there's going to be more in the future than there has been behind. I think
I'll do everything within my power, but there's too many variables to write the future. We'll enjoy today.
Danny with kind of his cousins and his brothers. How
Sorry.
That's going in. That's going in the footage.
Is that before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Back a little bit.
Back a half. Back a half.
Yeah. Back a half. Yeah.